whatever we done in last session. See, last time we done the subnetting, which is based on subnet requirements. Subnet requirements like if we have 5 subnet requirements, so we just have to perform subnetting according to that. So if we talk about class B IP subnetting, so it look like this. Means we have to perform changes as per our octet. So let's say I'm just going to revise class B subnetting. So let's say if we have to create 5 subnets and subnet ID is 172.16.0.0. So how we can do create it? So again, we just have to follow some steps. So I'm going to do start with the step first. So guys, the step first says 172.16.0.0.0. That's my subnet ID. And it's class B, so I just have to write like this 255.255.0.0. This is class B subnet mask, default subnet mask. And number of subnet which we have to create. Number of subnet we have to create, which is 5. So 2 raised power, we have to just compare with 2 to the power. So 2 to the power, I think 3 again. So n is equal to 3 we got here. And we just have to raise these bits in our subnet mask. So the default subnet mask look like this. This is my default subnet mask of class B. And the new subnet mask will be 255 and 3 bits we have to raise. Whatever the value we get here, that we have to raise, and next should be 00. And now it's become like 255.255 128.64.32, that is 224.0. 255.255.224.0. And now I'm going to do calculate block size. So block size would be 256 minus 224. And now block we get, that is 32. Correct. And now the next step is to calculate IP. So IP calculation look like this, 0 to 32. That's my first IP subnet. So guys, there's one simple trick which we have to understand. Like we just have to change in third octet. Means with the help of third octet, we have to perform changes on fourth. So it is like 172.16.0.1. That's my first IP, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So 0.255. Once you done till 255, so it's now become 1.0, 1.1. And similarly, we have to use the value till 31. So the last IP will be 31.254. That's my subnet, last subnet, last valid host. And broadcast IP would be 31.255. All right. So this is the process which we have to follow in case of class B. So it's, I think, quite simple process, and everyone does understand this. Yes. Praveen, see, after subnet creation, there's new method which we called CIDR. What we called CIDR, classless inter-domain routing. Guys, there's one basic question which I'm going to ask to you guys. What is classful and what is classless? First, we have to understand this. Classful and classless.
Classful means default subnets. That means a network with default subnet. Classless means a network which have done subnetting. In
Yes. Let me explain it. Classful versus classless. In case of classful, we use default subnet mask. We always use default subnet mask. Classless can use variable in subnet mask. Means as such, there is no restriction of subnet mask in case of classless. But in case of classful addresses always have default subnet mask. Let's say if I write class A IP address which is 10.0.0, so subnet mask would be this only 255.0.0.0. But in case of classless, it can be any subnet mask 255.0.0.0.0. I can write like this also 255.255.0.0. So this is your classless. So CIDR is kind of CIDR before CIDR we have to understand all these things like classful and classless. So I've already explained it. Now I'm coming here on CIDR. What is CIDR?
Sir,
CIDR is
we are only currently using classless, correct?
yes. Classful having certain limitations like we cannot modify as such. Uh, we cannot modify as per our requirement because there's certain things which we have to make it as it is. Like we cannot do change the subnet mask. So in that case, there's little limitation in terms of changes. So in mostly cases we use classless. Classless to provide a kind of facility where we can perform a number of changes. Means we can do perform changes based on requirement. So see CIDR, what CIDR says, according to CIDR, according to classless inter-domain routing, it is simplest representation. It is simplest representation method. It is simplest method to represent subnet mask. It uses slash notation. it is like that. It is like that. Let's say I'm gonna write 10.0.0.0, and if I do write a normal subnet mask, so it look like this 255.0.0.0. But in form of CIDR, it look like this /8. So guys, what I'm doing here, I'm using slash notation, and after slash notation, you just have to mention network bits. Whatever the bits which we are not mentioning here, it actually automatically comes out. Automatically, you can do consider it. All right. So that's why we called it CIDR or Cidr. We just have to slash. We just have to use slash notations. After slash notation, you just have to mention network portion. जो बच जाएगा, you just have to consider it for host portion. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear है यहाँ तक?
Yes.
यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत है?
Yes, sir.
Now let's say if I say just note down one IP 192.168. Guys, just note down one IP 192.168.1.0, and mask is 255.255.255.0. If I ask like what is exactly the CIDR representation, so how you can do it, how it look like?
192.168.1.0/24.
Sir, it's 24 0/24 1.0/24. Mask call is 24/24.
Yes. /24.
Yeah.
It means if I talk about CIDR, so CIDR is nothing. It's just simple representation of subnet mask. So if I write all possible CIDR representation, so it look like this. All possible CIDR representations. So the very first is 255.0.0.0.0. So this is my subnet mask. If I write in form of CIDR, so it look like this. 255. If I on one bit, so it means 128.0.0.0. So it is 9. If I on second octet 2 bits, so 128.64, that is 192.0.0. So /10. See, in case of CIDR, it never be lower value. means it should be either equal or higher. It never be lower, like /7. You never see /7, /6. So even if you're using class B, so it always be like slash either /16 or other higher values, /17, 18. You never see /14 for class B. For class C, mostly we use 24 or above 24 values. But yes, you can use lower values also. But in general, we always get the same whatever I am telling here. So let's say if I come to the next 255.0.0/16, it look like this. 255.255.128.0/17. That's my next value. Similar way, 255.255.192.0/18. 255.255.255.0/24. That's my another next value. See, in very similar way, if I write another value which is 224, so it is /27. So the last value in case of CIDR will be 252. You never use /31. In case of /31, there's only one bit for host, h is equal to 1. And host calculation formula says 2 to the power h minus 2, which is 2 to the power 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. So we didn't get any host value. So that means we just have to use values up to 30 or 29, 28. So these are all possible CIDR values for classless addressing or classless IP representation. Everyone understand this? समझ में आ गया आपको?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ तक कोई दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए. I think अभी you all understand. See, sometime in interviews people do ask if you just write CCNA, so they start with basics. So they say like if you have subnet mask 255.255.255./248, so convert into CIDR format. Or they do ask like if there is value of /28, so we just have to convert into normal subnet mask format. So guys, आपको कैसे convert करना, that I'm going to explain. You have to just divide, you just have to break or divide into 8 bits format, 8, 8, 8 and 4. All right. See, 8 के multiples में break करना है. Whatever the value we just left या जो भी बच जाएगा वो आपको as it is लिख देना है. And 8 means 255.255.255 and 4 bit value which is 240. Now I think everyone can convert into this CIDR to normal representation. Let's suppose आपको convert करना, you have /23, convert into normal subnet mask form.
To 55.54.0.
आ गया? Convert करिए इसे. 8 के फॉर्म में ब्रेक करिए. So 8 16
8
8 24, but it is 23, so it should be 7
1 way,
0
yeah, 7, yeah,
255.255.254
248. Yeah.
बिट्स वैल्यू एंड ब्लॉक वाली जो टेबल है वहां से आप देखिए 7 बिट की वैल्यू कितनी होती है 254.
4.
Again, let's say you have another value /26, convert into normal form. बस आपको 8 के फॉर्म में उसको ब्रेक करना है. जो बच जाएगा वो लास्ट में लिख दीजिए अगर ऑक्टेट उसका कंप्लीट नहीं होता. इतना ही लॉजिक है इसमें.
252. Two 252.192.
So far your voice is not clear, I think.
So it should be 252.192.
Yes, आ गया. 255.255.255.192.
Hmm.
Yes.
Now guys, it's time to understand the questions of CIDR, like how we do perform the questions, how exactly we do use the questions. For CCNA, as per CCNA syllabus, what kind of questions we have to face for CIDR or for classless. So let's say people do ask question like this. We start with class C first. CIDR questions. So CIDR questions will always be like this. let's say we have 192.168.100.132/28. This is the question, and in this question, let's say a question is to calculate last valid host for the given IP. So guys, again, you just have to follow steps. So step number one, step first. First, you have to identify the IP address 192.168.100.132. It's class C. And now you just have to note down the subnet mask for the given question. So subnet mask is /28. Now you have to convert it into normal form. So it look like this: 8884.
Yeah.
Subnet mask will be 255.255.255.240. Now you just have to calculate the block size. So in my case, block size will be 16. As we already know, block size calculation method, which is 256 minus effective octet value. All right, Praveen.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Block will be 16. Once you get the block, so you just have to check the value. So in my case, the given IP is 132, 192.168.100.132. So 132, we just have to look up for 132 in a block of 16. So my first block will be 0 to 16. Next will be 16 to 32. See, whichever the octet or whichever the octet here we get, and or you can say the last bit value goes in an octet. That octet we have to use for block calculation. So in my case, last bit goes into fourth octet. So we just have to check the fourth octet value where it actually lies in my blocks, that we have to check. So the block value is 132. Why I'm choosing 132 only? Because as per the given subnet mask, as per the given question, the last network bit lies in my fourth octet. ठीक है, last network bits आपकी कहाँ पे आ रही? Fourth octet में. If it is /22, so last network bit goes into third octet.
Okay.
So we have to look up for third octet number. But in my case, the subnet mask is /28. So we just have to look up for 132. So you just have to calculate the block like this and look up for 132. Look up for 132 and it should, look up for 132. That's my number, and it should be in between block. So I'm going to start with blocks like 0 to 16, 32. And once it comes to block size, so it should be 80 to 96. It should be 96 to 112. See, I just use a kind of shortcut for block calculation. I'm explaining it again. After block size calculation, we just have to start lookup for number. Lookup for 132 in my case. Why I'm only looking for 132? Because my last on bit goes into 4th octet. That you have to remember. So my last on bits going into 4th octet. So I have to look up for the number which is in 4th octet. Any if any question which is having a network bit and it goes into the 3rd octet, so we just have to look up for the 3rd octet number. But in my case, it is going into 4th octet, so we just have to look up for 4th octet number. So look up for 4th octet number, which is 132. Now we just have to perform block size implementation. So block size implementation look like this. So the value for first block value would be 0 to 16. Next is 16 to 32. 32 to 48. Just have to add 16, 16. That we already done. So I'm not going to explain it much. And 16 plus 16, 64. 80. 80 to 16 plus 96. 96 to 112. 112 to 128. 128 to 16.
144.
144. So guys, I got my block. So this is the way to get the block. I got the block which is 128 to 144. In this block, the given number lies. The question, whatever says, it lies into this. So it's 132. So I got the block size which is 130. I got the block where this random IP lies. So it actually lies into this 4th octet. Now I have to start calculation. So 192.168 100 dot. Now I have to start the IP calculation for this block because my IP lies into this block. So I just have to write like this 100.128. That's my NID for the given IP network ID. First valid IP will be 192.168.100.129, 130, 131. It is like this. Again, it goes to 100.142. That's my last valid host. 192.168. 100.143. That's my broadcast IP. So what I write here in question to calculate. So it is to calculate last valid host. So last valid host would be 142. See guys, this question having CIDR concept, classless, and whatever till we done IP calculation, block size and all, everything get covered into this. So if you get CIDR questions and they give some random IP and they ask about the first valid host broadcast IP and all. So this is the way to calculate it. This is the way to calculate it. This is actual method of calculation. All right.
Okay, sir.
Everyone does understand
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it's okay, sir.
Christopher, did you get it?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, now you have to solve it one question. Now I'm going to start the question from online. There's one website which you can use for reference, and that is lab, and that is subnettingquestions.com. See, here you get lots of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do start with class C because I have only explained class C. So there's n number of questions. I have not covered till these type of questions. So it's continuously showing class C, class B. See, this is the question 191.168.108.249/30 belongs to. Which subnet does host belongs to? It means we have to calculate network ID. There's one random IP which is having subnet mask class 30, and we have to calculate
Mm-hmm.
network ID for this
Mm-hmm.
IP. So you all have to solve it.
248. So 192.168.108.248.
Just share your answer in chat box. Guys, you all get the answer of this question? You all calculated it?
Yes,
Praveen?
sir.
248.
Yeah, 248. Uh, Actually, here the mask value is /30, correct, sir?
See,
/30.
yes. I'm going to do solve it quickly.
Yeah.
192.168.108.249/30. It's class C, correct? Mask is given mask is /30. 252. Block size will be 4.
Yes.
Block size will be 4. Which number we have to look up? 249. We have to perform lookup for 249. So if you do start with you now, guys, let's say if your number is quite large, so instead of matching like this 2 4 2 say 4 4 2 8 like this, you can just use the you can just do divide with block size, the number which you are looking. So in case of my case, in my case, if I do try to divide it, so 4 4 6 are 24 and 9 4 2s are 8. 1 is remaining. Whatever the value we get remain, that we have to minus from the number. So it is 249. So 49 minus 1 248. It means if you do minus whatever the value which get remain, so we get the block, the exact block number. So it means the block number for this uh, this value is 248, and again we just have to add 4, so it 252. If you want to get the previous number, so you just have to minus 4, so it's 244 244. So you got the block in very simple way. Now 248 252, so the network ID is 248. See, now you all can divide it. If let's say if the whole number get cut and there's nothing remain, there's nothing remaining remaining. So in this case we can do what we can do, perform, we just have to use the same value whatever we get here, means 248. We just have to use 248 as it is. We don't have to minus anything here. मतलब अगर आपका ये 249 के बजाय 248 होता मान लो, तो कुछ यहाँ रिमेनिंग बचता नहीं. तो जो नंबर है वही आपका क्या हो जाएगा, ब्लॉक नंबर हो जाएगा. वो उसमें अगर आप 4 माइनस करोगे तो पीछे वाला नंबर आ जाएगा, और 4 प्लस करोगे तो आगे वाला आ जाएगा. So the guys, what I'm saying, if you are doing such question and there's after division, if there is nothing yet remain, so in this case you just have to use the value, same value 1, and then you just have to use accordingly. See, it's correct. It's class B. We haven't done yet class B. Guys, tomorrow we'll have one online session and it will be at 10:30. ठीक है? And then again from Monday, जैसे हम लोग करते हैं continuously वैसे ही करेंगे, same time. I think 11 AM हमारा सेशन था ना, तो same वही रखेंगे. All right, Praveen.
Tomorrow 10:30, correct, sir?
Yeah.
10:30.
Yes. 10:30. For tomorrow only. Because, in general, we only do cover 4 days in a week, but as we missed session, so I do cover on Friday also. So the timing will be 10:30. All right,
Mhm. Okay, okay.
10:30 morning. See, there's another question. If you get such question like which subnet does host belongs to, so it means you just have to again calculate network ID, but here it is
Mm.
one step solved question. So you just have to
Okay.
calculate block size. Block size will be 4, and you have to look up for this number. So again, you just have to divide this. So it look like 112 to 116. So the network ID will be 112. See how easy. Again, what is the broadcast address for the network? So again, you just have to calculate the block size. Block size will be 4 in this case, and we have to look up for the number of fourth octet. So 4 4. Again, I think this number get it get divided by 4 whole. There's no there's nothing get remain. So we get the value 224. That is actually subnet ID. So 224 plus 4, that is 228. So broadcast IP is 227. See,
Mhm.
so I think you guys just you all have to just practice about class C questions, and in tomorrow session we'll have to cover all types of questions, including B and valid host calculation and subnet and other things.
Okay, sir. Okay.